Okay, Rupert, what are the first things that you think about when you think about yoga?
Lululemon roll mat, hippie pants, and like incense and candles and feelings, bong music and like twinkly
Twinkly
and
lights.
smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, and all just mystical like feelings.
Okay, so you...
Whereas weightlifting is like noise, metal, smashing metal things.
Sure. Okay, so this is Rupert. Hi, Rupert.
Yes.
Rupert's never done yoga before, have you, Rupert?
No.
Rupert is a gym PT coach, yeah?
Yeah, a fitness instructor.
Fitness instructor, yeah. So he's a bit of weighting, weightlifter.
Bit of weighting.
Weightlifter. Okay,
Right.
so what's kind of stopped you from coming to yoga to do the classes? Hit me with a few things.
Yeah, like, well, you know, lack of
About to say flexibility.
confidence,
Okay.
lack of flexibility. You know, you're always feeling like you're jumping in to a ladies' class.
Yes, exactly. I get that so often. Okay, so let's unravel that.
Okay.
I have quite a few guys coming into my classes now, and it's getting much better. So what we're going to do is, so when you walk into a yoga class next, you're not going to be walking in like this.
Yeah.
Let's get you into some positions. So Warrior 2, off the top of your head, what do you think that is? He's like that. Okay, so let's get you to come into a very simple Warrior 2. I'm not going to do down dog because that's like super aggressive.
Okay.
So in your Warrior 2, you're going to have your right foot forward and you're going to have that left foot back.
Yeah.
Your heels are going to be in line. So let's get you roughly into this position.
Match these lines on the mat.
Yeah, stunning with your
Sexy
nice little
socks.
sexy socks.
Right.
All right. So your back foot here is going to be 45 degrees.
That is 45 in my world.
Okay, well, more 45 in my world.
No, that way.
Perfect. Yes.
All right, okay.
We'll bend into this knee here. Lovely, like you're doing a lunge.
Yeah.
Like you're doing a lunge.
Do we
but
not warm up before we go into these movements?
Well, I'm going straight into Warrior 2. I can do a warm-up if you want.
I'm good.
Limber. Okay.
Fresh out the car and
So,
the desk.
bend the knee as you are, but don't let it overshoot. We're taking the right arm forward, left arm back. Lovely. Palms facing down, shoulders down, gaze forward. So this is basically, you look so surprised. This is your Warrior 2. Great. This is Virabhadrasana 2 if you're going to be really scary.
Yeah.
So making sure here, let me come around the front, that you're not taking your bum forward. So tuck under, chest proud, soften the jawline.
What does that mean?
It means
Right, okay.
It means like you've got a space between your top and bottom molars. Lovely.
Okay, right.
Don't let this hand fall. Keep this shoulder down. Does it hurt?
It's tight.
It's quite good, isn't it? Do you know what? Like I have a guy coming to my classes and he's like, he doesn't go to the gym anymore. Like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Warrior 2.
Okay.
Great.
Good.
There you go. You look fab.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, Rupert, what are the first things that you think about when you think about yoga? Hit me.
Hit you. Lululemon roll mat, hippie pants, and like incense and candles and feelings. A lot of like bong music and like twinkly
lights.
and smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, and all just mystical like feelings.
Okay, so you...
Whereas weightlifting is like noise, metal, smashing metal things.
Sure. My aim for this is to try and get the people into the studio that aren't the people that you would expect to see in the studio. So, you know, like a load of white girls rolling onto their mats and living their best life, you know, with all these pretty mats, which I love. But like getting men in, getting older people in, getting younger people in. My plan is to kind of branch away from that. Hence why you come in.
So pulling away from the ladies that do yoga.
Yeah, because I'm dispelling the myth. Like yoga isn't about the namaste, gong, bashing, I don't know, praying up situation. For me, for my class, I think a lot of the times when I speak to guys, now correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes you walk in and you're like, I'm really scared to be the only man in the studio. I've spoken to my brother about it and he's like, I just get really nervous that any girl that I look at is going to think that I'm like perving on them, so I just come in, do it and then leave. And I'm like, okay, that's quite dramatic. And then I think guys are naturally quite competitive. So I think if you come into a space and there might be a girl that's doing it better than you, who's done it for like years, you might be like, fuck this, because you're so used to being in the gym and being able to build your own journey in weights. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes, you're right. You are right.
Thank you so much. And also, like, if there's other guys in the studio that have done it for longer than you, and you walk in, you plural, I feel sometimes they're like looking around and they're not sure whether they're in the right place because it's competitive and it's not, again, about the right place. It's like figuring out your journey, and that is maybe the little mystical thing that people think about. But it's right? Your journey is your journey. You're not born a marathon runner. You know, you're not born being, well, actually you are born being able to touch your toes and then you rewind.
Right.
Yeah.
But isn't yoga all just slow?
No.
Yeah.
Yoga isn't slow at all. It can be slow. The power of yoga is that you can take it into whatever you want it to be. So for my classes, I do power vinyasas where you are sweating it out. Yeah, it is a lot of, you can do push-ups.
Show me.
I'll show you something and then we'll see how you do it.
Right.
Okay? And you can tell me whether you think it's sweaty or
But I don't want to be like too swole for this. Like,
too what?
I might be too muscular to do yoga.
Dead. Okay, right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into an arm balance. So we're gonna take that right leg off the floor.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm sorry,
That's too much.
I just thought yoga was really slow.
Yeah.
And not strong.
That's insane. I can't even do the frog.
Let's try. You can't even do the frog.
No, look, I can do the frog.
That's not a frog, that's a crow.
Well, I feel like a frog.
Yeah, so you've got to hug the elbows in.
There we go.
Tell me that's slow.
Yeah.
Tell me that's slow.
Right, come on, let's
Yeah, okay.
do some swooping eagle downward dogs into...
Okay, let's start the class in child's pose. Get down.
Get down.
Yeah. With your lovely socks, big toes touch. Reach the hands forward. That's going to work into your hips and sink deeper. Reach forward, forehead on the floor. Perfect. My dad and my mum went to a yoga class ages ago.
Yeah.
And my dad got assisted like this.
Yeah.
And he left the class after and he goes to my mum, he's like, Margie, I think the instructor was hitting on me. And I was like, nah, Dad, you're like late 50s, you're grand.
Yeah.
Okay, how does that feel?
Tight in the ankles, actually.
Your ankles, have you ever had an ankle injury?
No.
Okay, so I think it's just getting used to this pose. Feeling feeling that external rotation.
Right.
Okay.
Which way? External rotation,
Out
hips down.
the hips.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay. So this, my friend, is your child's pose.
Yep.
Don't let your bum come away from your heels and keep your forehead on the floor. Now, sometimes I get people coming into the studio and their head doesn't touch the floor. So if that happens, lift your head up.
Yep.
You can put your forehead on a block. Now, there are softer blocks in the studio, but for the power of this, Rupert's going to get a bruise on his head, but that's something that you can do. Also, another option, if you are super tight in your hips, just Rupert, lift up a sec.
Yep.
You can put a block and now sit back. You can put a block between your heels and your bum. Yeah, and that can give you a little bit more openness in the hips to find more space, exactly like that. Yeah.
I never knew that's what the blocks were for. I just thought they were like some weird thing for your head.
No, the blocks are there to support you. As I say, this is a bit yoga-y. They're your friends, but that's quite yoga-y. Okay, let's ripple forward. That's your child pose.
Ripple
Balasana.
forward, like a wave.
Come forward like a wave.
Right.
Perfect.
Now what?
Okay, so, a little push up.
Yep.
Okay, let's come into tabletop. Right, so your wrists are gonna be underneath your shoulders and your knees are gonna be underneath your hips. Untuck your toes. So what do you think a cat-cow is?
Moo.
Yeah.
Cat.
Sort of. Okay, so we take the gaze up, let the belly drop. Can you take the gaze as much as you can towards the skylights? Good. Shoulders stay down here. So that's your inhale. And as you exhale through the nose, press the mat away. Dome the shoulders, chin to chest. So press the mat away, dome the shoulders as if you're pressing into my palm, chin to chest, as if you're taking your gaze in between your pubic bone. Yes.
Yep.
And let's go again. Inhale through the nose, take the gaze up. Cat.
That's as good as the cat's going to get today.
Yeah, see, it's really good for you. And pull the belly in, dome the shoulders, press.
Yep.
It's your cat.
Moo.
Perfect. Well done.
Good. I'm going to get you for this one. This is what happens when you don't read the brief before you come to filming. You're like, great, you're going to be doing yoga.
See?
Right.
And this is just the warm-up.
Okay.
But how much feel, like, honestly, do you feel better in your hips?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
2 poses.
2 poses.
And then you're done. Was it scary?
No.
Great.
No. But what is the plan though? Are you going to try and get boys only classes or? Or is that too inclusive the other way?
Yeah, I think it would be quite good. One of my plans that I want to do is to work with teams. You've got football teams and rugby teams, both men and women, to kind of show how, yes, you've got physios, like even reformer, you have reformer studios as well that work with teams. But I think with yoga, people forget that when you work so much into your muscles, you shorten them, and therefore having that openness and elongation with the yoga, it's like stretches, it opens them but strengthens the arms in different ways. So you will get different strength in your body from working with yoga than you will with deadlifts or weights or rugby or football. It's different. So yeah, I'd like to open people's minds to the fact that yoga isn't just hippy dippy. It can be strong, it can be powerful, but it's for you. So in a lot of yoga classes, you can start seated. If you're feeling like you're a bit stiff, you can sit on the block halfway. So you're feeling like you have a tilt here.
Tilt.
Yes, perfect.
Pelvic tilt.
A pelvic, exactly.
My knee is a bit sore.
A lovely pelvic tilt. Now again, if it doesn't work on your knees, you can also have blocks underneath your knees. The blocks are there as an extension of your body. They're there to support you. So let's just take your hands towards your lap and just lift the shoulders up, down and back. Release. Nice. So
Why did you start doing yoga then?
I started doing yoga because I got diagnosed with epilepsy at 17. I've broken 1 million bones, and this big scar here was from having a seizure down 2 flights of stairs before my 21st birthday. So I used to not be able to get this hand past this left shoulder. And slowly over time with yoga, it helped. And I don't think I came to yoga to do that. I think it just naturally drew me, and I felt more calm doing it. I mean, it's the classic boring thing. But I did feel more calm, and it did chill me out, and it did make me stronger.
But did you want to be a yoga instructor, or did that all just come later?
So I have a dance background. So my mum trained in a dance. She owned a dance school for like over a decade. My auntie is a yoga teacher. My cousin is a yoga teacher. And my mum also copied me in as a yoga teacher as well. So it kind of runs in the family. I think I wanted to do it because I've always wanted to be freelance, work for myself, and it worked in conjunction with acting, with having my own theatre production company, being able to write plays for London, so they worked hand in hand as well. But obviously the more I've done it, the more I've fallen in love with it, and I think I'm naturally a bit of I love seeing people grow, and I love seeing my students in the room develop and, you know, fall out, come back in, laugh, rather than leaving the room being like, oh my God. But I want to make them feel comfortable when they're trying new things, and that for me, when I see that in a room, that's really important. And I want people to leave a studio feeling better than when they entered it. And that to me that's everything.
So would you recommend everybody to try something different, try a yoga class, try Pilates, try a reformer, something? I think trying something different is super important, but I think you can go to a yoga class and, like anything in life, you might not vibe with the instructor. You might be like, oh, that wasn't fast enough for me, or I don't think he or she cued well enough for me, and that's fine. Everybody likes different types of styles, but I wouldn't say, okay, just try one. You know, maybe try 2, maybe try 3 different types of people, and then, you know, if you really don't like it, fine, but try different things, and different humans will give you different variations. Different humans will give you different variations. Yeah. Interesting line. It's about energy flow then, because you had to mix the energy flow in. I had to mix the energy. No? From yoga. Yoga is about energy then. And how do you find yoga, obviously without the cliches and stuff, how do you find that exercise, yoga, being inside your body helps you get out of your body, or gives you some sort of mental health freedom? I think for me, I never made any school teams ever. Like, I didn't really want to, but like I didn't even make like D team rounders. I was like proper shit. So for me, getting healthy and getting into my body was kind of like the isolated movements, like dance, like yoga. What was your question? Just how does it help with your mental health? How do you feel? I think breath. How do you feel if you don't train? When I don't train, when I have, let's say, 4 days out, I feel stiff. I get a bit more stressed. I feel quite closed off mentally as well,
because what's really key in yoga is the breath. So the Ujjayi breath, it's oceanic breathing, so in through the nose and out through the nose. And that takes getting used to. You move with each movement with an inhale and an exhale. And often I see people breathing out through their mouth, that's fine. But slow and steady, breath is, God, it's so important for everything. And I think only now in 2024, we're starting to understand it in general, separate to yoga. And I think breathing deep to your core, like if you just try it now, try breathing to your throat.
I'm desperately trying not to breathe out through my mouth right now.
No, breathe into your throat, not into your shoulders, into your throat.
Yeah, short breath, shallow breathing.
Yeah, shallow breathing. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, short, like anxious and short.
Anxious? Yeah, okay, great. And now breathe towards your sternum.
Yeah.
Your shoulders are lifting too.
Okay, sorry.
Don't say sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. Breathing to your sternum, how does that make you feel? Towards your heart center, as we say.
My heart center feels full of oxygen.
Okay, great. Now you can breathe out. And now breathe towards your belly and just let your belly really expand.
No.
Just do it, like I did. Just do.
My dub-a-dub.
Yeah. So breathe towards your belly, and as you inhale, just feel your belly being full, right? And as you exhale through the nose, just allow it to release. So feel the journey of the breath. Imagine you're breathing from the crown of your head down and then back up. One more time. Back up. Open your eyes. How do you feel now?
Stress is relieving.
Yeah.
Yes.
See?
Good.
And do men get more stressed than women?
That would be a difficult thing to say. Do men get more stressed by women? Do women get stressed by men?
Either way, they get more stressed.
Yeah.
And how, I think.
Yeah.
But how much does the breath help?
It does help.
Yeah.
Massively. But I think it's finding that time in your day to find those breaths.
Oh my God, yeah. Like no one's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you're meant to bloody meditate for 30 minutes at the end and the beginning of each day. Like you're meant to journal, you're meant to do all these things, but there's no meant. Like I can't do that. I don't have
Do you
time
never
to
like
do that.
stub your toe and then just say like namaste, namaste, namaste and like funnel the pain away from your foot?
I say fuck me. That's what I say. I mean, no one's Buddha.
No one's Buddha. Yeah.
You're a human.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. Everyone's imperfect, right? That's the beauty of being a human.
Did you know the one about Buddha goes to a hot dog stand?
No.
No? And he orders one with everything.
That's such a dad joke.
I know, I nailed it. And I took the extra breath in the middle to make sure I didn't rush it. On that though, just briefly, before we do this proper podcast another time, acting. How did the acting then happen, and with all the just a brief overview of, you are obviously an actor.
Yeah. So I was drawn to acting at school. I used to do all the school plays, absolutely loved it. But when I got diagnosed with epilepsy at 17, I wasn't well enough to go to drama school, so I had to take a gap year where I was very unwell, and I ended up choosing to go to university in Dublin. So I did 4 years there, majoring in English Lit, but I also did drama there as well. And then when I came out, I had a few years of kind of flitting around, trying to figure out how to do the acting with real life, and then I ended up doing a master's in acting at East 15. So that was pure acting. It was amazing. I fucking loved it. And now one of the things that I'm doing is, because I'm so bored of getting the same auditions, same roles, I'm writing roles that are more deep, have more depth for women especially. And one of the plays that I'm writing at the moment, that's actually just finished, is called Spark. So it's semi-autobiographical. So one of the plays that I've recently finished writing is called Spark. So it's semi-autobiographical piece. It's a three-hander. So there's three people in the play: mum, daughter, and her best friend. And it focuses around an early diagnosis of epilepsy at 17, and like how it affects and changes the relationship between the characters, how they try and overcome it and learn how to live with it, and the side effects as well. So for me, I've kind of connected my writing, my acting, my epilepsy, and also within the play you have movement as well. So the yoga comes into that. Obviously we're not doing down dog on the stage, but you have physical movement in there that that kind of reenact the seizures. I'll never do a seizure on stage, but it's creative choreography. So yeah, so that's the acting side of things now. So if you want to see Rupert and his funny socks being put into lots of different weird positions, you can follow me at Yoga with Katie Rice on Instagram and learn a little bit more about how to get into some weird positions and maybe what these mean and not be scared.
Nice, nailed it.